Welcome back to 843 TV. We are now joined by Carrie Hirsch, and Carrie is a producer at Hirsch Productions, a local production company here in the area. How are you today?
Good today. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you. So, you guys have just had this great documentary you've put together. It's award-winning. So tell us about the story of the documentary and how it came to be.
Absolutely. Butch and I became very interested and actually very intrigued with the Gullah community, the descendants of freedmen of Mitchellville, which followed the Civil War. And we have wonderful friends in that Gullah community, including Louise Cohen, who's the founder and director of the Gullah Museum of Hilton Head Island, as well as other board members. So we all collaborated on this wonderful documentary. We had the pleasure of interviewing Gullah elders aged 70 to 99.
Wow.
In their own environments, in their own homes. Some days that was hot, and, but that's okay. We just worked to try to introduce the Gullah elders who played a role in the community, whether it was in the church, in the schools, in the preservation especially, and in many other aspects. So 14 people were interviewed, and altogether it's just under an hour. And here's the cover.
And what's the name of it?
It's Hilton Head Island Back in the Day Through the Eyes of the Gullah Elders.
Beautiful. Nice.
So, yes.
Great. Well, how long did it take from start to finish?
From start to finish, about 16 months. And you know, we really wanted it to be authentic. So you know, the soundtrack, we had the pleasure of working with the Voices of El Shaddai, which is a wonderful choir and performance group that's based right here on Hilton Head Island. We weren't going to go the stock route of taking gospel music off the web like a lot of documentaries tend to do. We just really felt strongly that everything had to be based here. There was one shot that we had to go off island for because there are no more cows. And since one of our interviewees, when he was a little boy, all he did was raise cows. So that was tricky. So we had to hop over to Georgia to get our cows.
And any documentary these days takes time if it's done right, correct?
Yeah, because there's a lot of research involved too, and you need it to be accurate and historically accurate. So we just wanted to make sure that was the case. And also collecting older pictures. And the Gullah community, they supplied us with some of their black and white older photos. Now, a lot of photographs, we learned this, it was hard, but a lot of fires took place. There was not a fire department here back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, wow. So houses burned with photographs. Man. So that accounts for some of the shortage of authentic photographs from the community.
What is the time frame that the documentary covers?
Well, we talk about pre-Civil War, Civil War, and then basically fast forwarding to the time when our interviewees were born. So starting in 1900, that's when people started sharing the stories of their lives.
What a treasure.
It was a phenomenal experience and an honor for us to meet. And I have to say, sadly, 2 of the Gullah elders have passed on since we've worked with them and since we've captured their stories in the documentary, but their lives live on.
So has this video been shown thus far?
We have.
And people who are interested in it, I mean, that's something I would love to show to my kids.
Well, we'd love for your kids to see it. It has been screened in public libraries and at private events. We have a very well-known sorority alum group that's doing a private screening this weekend. So what we ask is that we have a Facebook page, Hilton Head Island Back in the Day, and what we do is we post any public screenings. Now, so far, all the public screenings have been free, and what we do is we ask for donations, which benefit the Gullah Museum of Hilton Head Island. So as of now, we've not charged for any public screening. So if you want to just check out that Facebook page, as soon as we get booking dates, we'll have that on there. Yeah.
And you guys have been in some contests and done pretty well, right?
We're thrilled at the Archaeos Film Festival on Hilton Head Island, where it premiered. We took honorable mention in South Carolina, the best heritage category and audience favorite. I tell you, to filmmakers, audience favorite means a lot.
Oh yeah,
that meant a lot. And also in Wilmington, North Carolina, the 14th annual North Carolina Black Film Festival gave us a 3rd place in Best Documentary. So
awesome.
we were privileged to be part of that and to be invited to be an official selection in that program.
That's great. And obviously we're proud you guys being from our area representing us.
We're happy to do that.
So this has been such a success. You've gotten so much good feedback. Is there anything coming up for Hirsch Productions as far as another documentary, or
Yeah, we're
what's
working.
on the map?
We have a couple of projects. A very well-known ballet dancer and instructor who founded a school in New York City in the 1970s. She's in her late 90s now, and it's time to get that wonderful story going. Also, a very prominent and philanthropic attorney from Atlanta, Georgia, who's deceased many years, but his story is very well known, and we're going to be starting that project. Well, actually, it's been a work in progress, so you know, we have multiple projects that we do.
Go at once.
Yeah, in addition to you know, our regular business, which is a lot of fun. You never know. Everybody is moving to video, even book authors. We have a new client, you know, she's launching her 4th or 5th book, and her agency wants a video with clips about the book and the story, as opposed to just reading, you know, a synopsis of the book. So book publishers are moving towards video, and just you know, TV commercials, music videos. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So you know, it's fun for us because we don't really know like who our next client or new client is going to be. And that can all change in a phone
Well,
call.
there's so much rich history down here that so many people are unaware of, because just like we were talking, you know, she's a local. That doesn't happen very often. You don't want to lose your culture and your history, and I think that's so important to pass that on to the new generations, that, you know, my kids are going to be from here. I'm raising them here, so they need to know that. And if it weren't kind of hard to keep those bridges going, I guess. So that is a great opportunity.
And I should mention on that note, Carrie, that we did screen this for 200 students at Hilton Head High School. And you know, you never know how high schoolers are going to be. And I remember, I used to have to drag me to something like this. But they came on their own. It was an optional screening. They came on their own with their history teachers. And I was watching their body language, but I was feeling that they were really responding and getting it and appreciating
more
it.
home whenever it's here.
And a lot of those kids are
it.
from here, and they don't know their own history.
No.
And that was helpful to them, which made us feel good.
Well, that's great.
I
Great
think that's
story.
awesome.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And stay with us. We'll be back with more 843 TV.